I'm gonna fucking DDT this dog. That's what's gonna happen right here on live right now. DDT Butters.
Orientation is locked. Rotate device back.
There you go, right there. Butters.
Man, all I see is my big old head, so like I don't even know what's going on that picture.
We're straight right now. I didn't hear what you said, but it's straight.
Like when I look at my camera, all I see is like this part of my head, so I can't see anything else. So it's going to be really difficult to kind of show off the figures in this video. So
you were looking normal on mine, but do you want to like go and come back, or do what you gotta do?
No, I'll let everybody else. Nate, when they come in, I'll let them see if there's any issues. I'll let them tell me what's up. But I'm gonna, just before we begin, I'm gonna let a bunch of people come in first because I expect it to be a very heavy live stream. So
yeah, it should be. We'll see, but yeah, it's an important one.
Yeah. AL, how are we looking on your end? Are we coming in pretty clear? But dude, man, I tell you, I called the bank the other day, and I got that mold set up. That thing went by super freaking quick. Like I thought it was probably going to take like a couple days for that transfer to go through. And I talked to Bruce over at Alibaba, and nah, man, like he got it like that, man. Like when I talked to him later on that night, like he already told me like he already got that wire transfer. I'm like, damn. So they're already working on that production for the figure. So I'm like, awesome.
Crazy, man.
But I'm freaking excited, man. I'm so freaking hyped up about this. And I know we had plans of working on, someone else, but I mean, I don't want to show off the figure just yet because like I said, I wanted there to be like 10, 15, 20 people in the chat before we start talking about the figure. But I like this figure a lot, man. I like what Jason.
I like it better than the first one.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. I like what Jason came up with his design, but it's very Greg Valentine, and Greg Valentine is one of my favorites. But the look of this figure, the pose, the design, this had to be made first. And you've been with me from the very get-go, so I felt like it only made sense for me personally to kind of release your figure first. And now that I see that the chat is fully invested, I think now it's time, guys, to kind of dive right in. And I do have a whole list of topics, guys, that I do want to go over. So if you have any questions, like I said, guys, this is going to be a Q&A session. So we're going to be hot and heavy and reading the comments and answering your guys' questions. So definitely interrupt at any point. Type in your questions. And I'm going to try my best to answer all the questions that I have listed here, but definitely feel free to, throw in your input. If there's something you guys don't like, let your feelings be known because, like I said, this isn't for us. You're not going to hurt our feelings. This isn't our way or the highway type of deal. This is for you guys, right? I've always said this is all of our line. So if there's something that you guys feel like could be improved upon, or if there's something you would like to see in the line, let us know because that's what we want to create. All right, so what's going on, brother? All right, so obviously there are a few characters in the Maniac Riot Wrestling line that we wanted to create. One of the things that we wanted to do differently than other wrestling lines, everybody's doing wrestlers. how can we make this line different from what everyone else is doing? Light bulb. How about YouTubers? How about the guys that cover wrestling? Now, when I first got my own action figure, I'm like, you know what? This was only for me. All right. I had no intention on creating any action figure line, but a lot of guys reached out to me. I'm like, hey, man, I like your figure. I'd like to buy one for myself. Like they actually wanted, one figure of me. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty awesome. Um, and of course, we couldn't just send you over to the customizer because what they were charging was crazy expensive. And for a resin figure, no, that was just ridiculous. But if we got it into rubber LJN form, got it carded, threw in a poster, made it legitimate wrestling superstars related, that was something unique. That was something special. So, ergo, Maniac Riot Wrestling. And today, I want to showcase the first release from the line, which is Bone Breaking Action. And I tell you guys,
absolute figure ever.
This one, insanely good. So, try to read these comments, see if there's anything. Just one comment so far. So, I'm going to kind of show you the detail of the head. Look at the beard, man. Like, even the detail that goes into the beard. I mean, huge difference between the first one, which was just kind of like a flat surface. At least there's detail that goes into the new beard, right? Also, notate the flaps of the mask, right? The tassels, it actually comes from the actual mask, and it's not just built into the t-shirt. So that part is absolutely incredible. Hey, maybe.
Well, you probably should, because if not, you might mess up and have an accident right there in the middle of the ring. You gotta get it all out before you start jumping around and stuff. That's what I do.
We saw Andre take a crap on, who was it, Junkyard Dog, or was it Jim Duggan?
Bam Bam, I don't know. Probably a few people. Bam Bam was one of them, and probably a few others.
That was so damn funny, though, hearing those stories. Hey, Ethan, man, we got to talk about that soon enough, though. That's going to be a little caveat for later on, though. Let me kind of go over these details real quick, though. The mask, spot on all around. And one of my favorite aspects of this figure is sort of like the little hair. So one of my concerns is when they pour the mold for the rubber is that when the rubber mold goes in between each of these little spikes right here, that it's going to end up being like one flat line, and they may not be able to get each of those little intricate details in the middle there. So I'm hoping when the factory does build this figure that it does come out to look just like so. Because if it is just one flat line, that's really going to
either way, if it's just all flat, then it'll just come out like it is in real life. I like that better. That looks way better. But if it comes out, it'll just come out like this, and then no big deal.
It's true, but I like details, right? And I like that. Like, it means a lot to me. And yeah, Musterman, it does. It really pops.
I don't have my other mask, but I don't know, man. It's just the way the hair was in that picture. My other mask was a little bit more like that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like that.
Oh, one of the things I thought was funny, right? Kevin Pelkey, he designs all of Ram Treasure figures, right? So Print Fury does all the designs for Ram Treasures. So obviously, Kevin Pelkey was going off your design based on the photograph you sent him, right? Or you sent me and I forwarded it to him. So I looked at this and I thought that was kind of funny. And I love comparisons, right? So who do I compare him to? Abdullah the Butcher. And you know what? He didn't have too much more to change based on previous designs. Even the choke slam isn't that far off.
Oh, that's
So,
crazy how that worked out. But yeah, nothing wrong with that Bill of the Butcher, one of my all-time favorites.
and Abdullah Butcher is like one of the most insane, awesome Ram Treasure releases. So the fact that he came out with you came out with a very similar pose, like this is awesome. I love the low small punches, right? And the choke slam. I mean, obviously he's got the open hand for the choke slam, so that's going to work a little bit better in that regard. But you want to have different figures, different poses, so that everything is its own unique individual piece, right? So that I really love that aspect of the figure.
I like seeing myself next to Abdullah. That's so sweet right there.
So what's a
I
dab
just
rig?
collect my little retros and I'm broke, man. But this comes out, I'm gonna have to buy all kinds of LGNs and big rubber guys just to mix things up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. you know, um, it's not on here, but what sucks is the fact that they couldn't get that lettering. You know how the original figure had the actual wording where
Yeah,
wrestling
man.
is
But I
real.
got it right here, man. And but that's fine, man. It's a toy. It's toyetic. It's got my
Yep.
BB. It's great, man. It's great. It's great.
But the good thing about this, it still has the rising of the letters. So they kept that aspect. And that part is fantastic. I absolutely love that. So when you feel it, you can actually feel the rise of the letters. It's not just flat. So love that. Now, obviously, there are differences between the two figures. You hold this, there's a lot of weight to this figure. This one, it's like paper thin. Like there's nothing to this. Obviously, this is a resin figure, guys. When we do the actual molds, send it to the factory, you're going to have an actual rubber figure in hand. So this is just a prototype. That's why I'm like crazy excited to show this with you guys. So I wanted to show off this first new prototype because this is the figure that we are sending to the factory. The new mold has been paid for, and originally I was going to order about 100 of these figures. Based on what I plan on charging for each figure, 100 figures isn't gonna it's barely gonna cover for the mold, and there's not enough money to really pay for shipping and purchase of all the figures and stuff. So I decided I'm gonna go up to about 250 figures. Now, with that with that being said, at any point, guys, if let's say these sell really well and a lot of people want more figures, I can always go back and order more and have a new batch coming out. Another 150, another 250 figures if necessary. But we're not going to go crazy, order like 2,500, 5,000 figures, anything insane, right? We also want to make them exclusive enough to the point where they are rare enough where just a select few have them. We don't want tens of thousands of figures floating around. So, and that's one of the things why I like big rubber guys, why I kind of respect them. They're not releasing tens of thousands of figures. They're releasing a limited quantity for the fans. They're making it more rare, more special. So that aspect I really love. And I'm trying to keep this line very similar in that regard. Let's see.
I'm going to answer Old Mustard. Old Mustard's always got my permission. Now, this is Watty's project and all that, but Old Mustard's always got my permission to edit me and do whatever you want with me. You can make me look cool. You can make me like a fool. You can do whatever you want. After I've been holding out for this live stream right now, but then after this, I'm sure I'll make 1 or 2 or 3 videos hyping this on my channel. I'm going to start hyping this on my channel. I've just been waiting until after tonight. So as far as I'm concerned, you can do whatever you want, Old Mustard.
Yeah, Mustard, I appreciate that. That'd be so freaking awesome, man. Freaking BBA, man. You've seen his advertisements, man. Those things are sick, man. I love those. Especially the one that he did with the one recent one with the Target one. Like, I love that. That is so freaking clever. Yeah, I appreciate that,
Target's
Mustard
letting
Man. That
everybody
was so
down
awesome.
with this bullshit they got going on with these new Mattels.
Yeah, man, I freaking love this figure, dude. Obviously, you guys
It's
know.
me, dude. It came out good.
Oh yeah.
I'll be tagging up with that Cardona in no time in my living room.
So maybe a question: How are you feeling about the boots? Because me personally, I'm kind of feeling like maybe adding like maybe silver shoelaces just to kind of give it like some extra color or detail to the
It's
laces to the
great,
boot.
man. I'd say leave them. That's what I wear right there. That's my boots right there.
You want
That's
to keep
how
it
my
one
boots
flat
look.
color? Okay.
Just like how they are, all black. That's what I wear.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like just to have it like some offset color, like maybe green laces, silver laces, something. But I mean, if you're cool with one flat color, we could do that.
It's great, man. That's what I wear, man. That's what I wear. If I wanted to get all crazy, and this don't even mean nothing because it's fine. If you want to be all
Yeah.
crazy, like, all right, these tassels a little bit longer, the mohawk's a little bit different, the beard's a little bit longer, the BBA right here, the wrestling is real. None of that even matters. This is a toy. That's
Yeah.
totally toyetic. It's perfect. It's perfect right there, man. It's perfect.
So I also want to see how these compare to like other figures, right? So I just
It looks
grabbed
pretty
some like
cool with Abdullah,
different.
man. It compares way better than that first one did.
Yeah, I think so. So I was kind of matching up my devil figure, and the devil is actually way small, but the BB-8 figure is actually pretty freaking awesome. Like, this is actually pretty in sync with the other figures. And Hulk Hogan is pretty darn tall, so that one is pretty
From
awesome. So yeah,
Shadows. SD Jones gonna do the job.
I mean, SD Jones looks like he might be a little bit taller, but barely. So these do
But
match up. Oh man, this figure is so damn good. I like this
it's
one a
good,
lot.
dude. It's good, dude.
Now, obviously,
I like our packages. I like all the packages. I like all the packages.
so all right. So we talked about. I'm gonna mark these off as we go along. Upgraded designs for the figures. We only talked about one upgraded figure, but I'm gonna kind of go along as. So we'll talk about the upgraded or upgrades to the card backs. So we got the original design, and don't pay attention to the inside figure because that's an old figure, right? All right, so like when I hold this up, like I got to be like way back here because it's super close. But how do you see it on your end? Do you see it pretty? Do you see the whole thing on your end?
Yeah, well, no, like the whole thing, no, nuh-uh. And then move it towards your face a little bit. Yeah, now you can see the whole thing.
All right, cool. So I think we both agree that we're probably going to keep like each individual character with their own respective front of the card, so that part is always going to be different for each character. So, like for yours, with the whole ice cream truck design and the little BBA character in the backdrop is going to be reflective on your card back. But this whole thing right here, this has to change. Like when you look at the back of a 1984 LJN 5-back, I want it to look almost identical to that. So, like, this has to change because BBA has changed, the Devil has changed. I'm probably going to upgrade the Soldier, and we might even upgrade Jason up. And in fact, I don't know what's going on with Jason. I haven't been able to really get in contact with him, so I don't know if he still wants to be part of the line or not. When I talked to Kevin, he said that he sent Jason his own figures, so I don't know if Jason, like I said, I don't know if Jason wants to be part of the line or not. that's why I wanted Jason to be kind of be sitting with us. But hopefully one day when Jason gets back from his trip to Florida with his family, I'll be able to touch base with him, maybe sit down with the live stream or something, and we could talk and see if he's still interested. But if not, we got to find a new character to be part of Series 1, right?
And I always liked his figure. He looked like a serious wrestler with his no shirt on and muscles, looking like a serious wrestler. I thought he added a lot to like Major Riot Wrestling because he made it like a legit wrestler. You mean? I liked it. How he fit in.
Absolutely. I mean, me personally, I kind of wanted to go with the. Hey, Dwayne, what's up, buddy? I kind of wanted it to look like. I think about like the new Mattel LJNs, like John Cena. I would have gone with something like that, like with some kind of clothing design or whatnot. Just kind of be more, New 80s Revolution instead of like in-ring wrestling, I guess. So, if that kind of makes sense. But it was his figure, right? It was his figure, his design. So, I can't fault him for wanting to come out with, what made him happy. So, that's what he chose. I can't fault him. This was what I wanted. This was what I chose, ish, right? You came out with your figure, with your design, what you wanted. So we each had our own design in mind. Obviously,
hey, that soldier, you sent me that chat GPT thing of the soldier LGN style, and it looked really good on that picture. All rubbery and stuff,
I mean, for whatever reason, that AI cannot generate the two figures that I want together. Like it keeps severely messing it up big time. But
yeah, I know.
Oh man, like this right here. Obviously, when I bought because this bubble and this paper card, whatever you call it, they don't fit together, right? The only way you're going to keep this paper card in this is to tape it down. What I should have done is actually take out the big rubber guy cards, put this inside the big rubber guy card backs, and use the actual inserts for the big rubber guy cards. And that way I could have used this with the inserts and the cards. I didn't think about that. So I ended up taping this down and basically made it unusable for this right here, right? But I started putting those little inserts inside here to keep the figures in place. And then I had to start stapling it to keep the card in place. And, obviously with the tape, it looks so darn tacky. It looks horrible. But for the purpose of these type of videos, it works, right? I'm not going to take these figures out anymore. We've talked about them plenty. These are no longer going to be used for the purpose of releasing them. They're just for my personal collection. And if anyone's ever interested in having, looking at original prototypes in the future, that's what they're going to be used for, is for those type of discussions. 20, 30 years down the road, I could show somebody, hey, this is how ghetto I was. This is my ghetto card packs for my original prototypes. But I'm gonna miss this.
I saw one of those on eBay for $5,000.
You never
it's
know.
Not even ghetto, anyways. It's not even ghetto. Know. Staples and stuff. It's not even ghetto. It's awesome.
You never know.
Yeah, go hit up Watty on his eBay account and tell him $5,000 can probably sell you that shit.
Hey man, after that darn deck out back, I need the finances. After paying for these darn molds, I need it. Shoot, I need it back. Darn. Oh man. Oh. God help me, but jeez. But card backs, guys. This is what I'm thinking. So the same way that the LJN has like the 5-back, I want this to be set up like the same way as like the LJN 5-back, but you see how like this wrestling ring is set up? I think about like this square as being the wrestling ring. And then like the 4 or 5 figures, however many we have, more than likely it's only going to be 4 characters. This square is going to be the wrestling ring, and then the 4 characters are going to be standing inside the wrestling ring like so. Kind of like the LJN 5 back. Maybe you could still have like the bones, because I really love this design. That's super freaking cool. And it's still kind of going to be circling around the ring somehow. But the Maniac Riot Wrestling, when you look at the back of the LJNs, and oh man, should I pull it out?
Probably. J Diorama in the hot. Yeah, J Diorama, you're just coming. He was showing that figure and stuff. I don't know if you just came, but
hey, what's up, Jay? So you see how like, oh man, it's Hogan's messed up. You see how like wrestling superstars in that font, right? And then up here you got the WWF. So I want my MRW logo right here, and then like right here, I want it to say a Watty's channel exclusive. Wrestling superstars, I want this part to say Maniac Riot Wrestling in this font. And then right here, I want it to be our bio cards, our own personal bio cards. Right here, it's going to be like the wrestling ring in this square, and then our figures inside this square with the wrestling ring, right? And I don't think we really need anything down here, but whatever.
just
copyright
like advertise your channel, our channel, and advertise everything right there.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Little QR codes and stuff. Go buy another one over here and watch this and do this and do that, right?
But do you see how easy, how small and simple that is? Like, there's very limited amount of information on the back of this card. It's so simple. And when I look at the back of this card, it just feels like there's a lot going on back here. Like a lot of this fireballs and explosions going on. Like, I don't know why MRW is just out here in the middle. Like, Maniac Riot, why is Maniac Riot Wrestling up here? Why is Channel? What? Like, why? Like, I don't understand this design.
You know what? So, I like all that stuff that you're not liking, but that's fine. That other one, do you want it to be all blue or do you want it to be black? I'm thinking of black. The LGN card itself.
Yeah, I'm still thinking a black card would be good. But when I'm speaking to some of the guys, I got on these Facebook posts, and I asked guys, hey, can guys reach out to me that create like authentic, actual LJN cards, right? With actual hooks like or J hooks or something, and they can make them. But in order to make those for like 4 cards, they want like about $450. If I pay them separately, if I get them all at one time, it's about $300. But I mean, I don't want the actual cards. I just want like a PowerPoint, a PDF file, an Excel spreadsheet, something like that I could send to the factory, be like, hey, this is the design. I want you to print this out and put that on the card. That's the example I need, But $50, here. That's all I need. I don't need you to print out a card, cut anything out. I just need a literal piece of paper or something that you can put on a email that you could email to me, that I can email to them. Something like that, They call it STL files, same thing that you do for like the resin figures, whatnot. But and technically, do we really need these? Because the factory doesn't need this. All they need is literally that little STL file. So when a customizer is charging you like $300 for $200, $150, etc. for something like this, all I need is like a little STL file that shows the design of this. The best thing about having this is just to kind of show the viewers, what the figure is going to look like, when it's painted and when it's complete. But the card back, this is what we're really going to need a lot of help with, because this is okay, but it's not something I'm thrilled with sending to the factory. But I don't know. You like it? Maybe our buyers would be ecstatic with something like this.
And what do the people want to see if you're watching, or you watch this later? Do you want the bio cards to be real pictures or the comic book style pictures of the wrestlers?
Yes. And that kind of, leads me into my next figure, the Watty Devil. And, Bone Breaking Action just hit it on the head. So for the bio card, BBA created this amazing bio card for his figure, and I was going to use a actual photograph for my Devil figure, and the reason I was going to choose a actual photograph is because when people look at this figure, they're going to be like, "Why the heck are you a devil? Like, what does that mean?" I wanted to kind of showcase, well, I was a devil for Halloween, back in 2014. And so I wanted to show that there was a reason why I selected a devil character for my figure. It just didn't become a devil for no apparent reason. I actually did have that gimmick, so to speak, for 1 year or whatnot. So I just didn't pick a devil randomly. But if one character is going to be a sort of cartoon character bio card, would it make sense for all of the characters to have a cartoon bio card as well? Because I don't want half and half.
No, they should all have one of the. They should all have one or the other.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I mean, it
Like
does look better.
It's got to go the one way. Like if everybody has a real picture, everybody has a real picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you look at this, like the devil on this card looks absolutely insanely good, right? So I don't mind having a animated devil as the bio card picture. So that could be, very well possibly an option. But I'm going to go back. I'm going to backtrack before I show. Actually, yeah, I'll show the new figure first. The Watty Devil. And before I release this figure, I do have to come up with a new name for this piece, because I just can't call it Watty Devil, or as this one was called, Devilish Matthew Watson. Like I don't want that.
Where was that written at?
On the bottom of the card.
Oh, really? All right.
Devilish Matthew Watson.
Yeah.
Or I just been referring to it as the Watty Devil. But
the Watty Devil's not bad.
So I don't know. I feel like this has to have a different name. I mean, would Watty Devil, would that be a serviceable name that fans would gravitate towards and want to buy, though? But notice that there are a ton of upgrades to this figure. Like, this right here is a million times better than the one I had before. And this is why I had to remake this figure. All right. First and foremost, what's the one thing that jumps out at you when you look at this figure? The inclusion of an accessory. Now, this accessory isn't exactly the greatest, because this right here, I don't like that part. When we get to the factory, this is going to have to be improved upon, because I want it to be nice and snug in the hand when we finally get the accessory built in. But we do have an accessory, and we do have a hole in the hand, so that is a nice addition for the figure. So the mold for this figure is going to be a lot more expensive, because it's going to be two pieces, basically. Secondly, the horns. He gave me real freaking horns, okay? The last time they had the horns, like, like this. Like it was just to the side of the face. This one actually sticks out. But for whatever reason, he also gave me a super big nose. Like he gave me a nose like he gave me a carrot nose. But the face looks like me. That is so awesome.
Yeah, man, way better.
I don't know how you feel about this. I have debating. I'm not debating about this. When you look at the neck, I don't know if I like it where the paint doesn't go all the way around.
Yeah, I would like all red better.
So obviously it was a paint job, right? It was a Halloween costume. Am I trying to say that this is a legitimate this is the actual devil? And if it's the actual devil, then yes, it should have been red all around. That would have made more sense. If I'm saying that this is just a gimmick and the devil is this gimmick, then it doesn't really matter if the skin is showing. It's just face paint. So that's why I'm having, contradicting feelings about, not having it completely filled in. But this is just a prototype, right? When we go to the factory and we have them make this figure, do I ask the factory to paint it all red, or do I just leave it as is and only paint the way that they have it painted? How do you feel about that?
I think all red looks better as a action figure.
All red, you think would be better?
Yeah, I think that's totally better. It could go either way, and it wouldn't be wrong because it's like wrestling, it's like face paint. But I would think the all red neck would just make a better action figure.
Cool, sounds good. Works for me. I also like that they gave him like really good hair, like awesome hair. Definitely better than my hair. Now, people back at school kind of made fun of me of this, like. Your mom didn't roll you when you were a kid because like up here in my head kind of caves in. So they gave this figure like a nice round head and they give me this caved in head. So I kind of like that. But the arms still aren't quite possibly what I was looking for. So am I ready to send this particular figure to factory? Yes, I am. It's still not 100% perfect, still not 100% exactly what I wanted, but it's close enough, and it's still to the point where I'm still happy enough, still excited enough about this figure that I'm excited enough to put it in the hands of collectors. So
I think about those arms, man, is like I'm a kid playing with my LGNs and all that because we look at those arms and we're like, we want something a little bit better for the play pose like style. You know what I mean? But you know what? You pick up that devil, and since he's like kind of skinnier and just the way he looks, and then his pose. As a kid, you're playing with that, and you're doing flying clotheslines and everything else, punches, suplexes, everything else is totally there in the play pose, and it's a good play pose. Especially the devil having that play pose, I like it because that play pose won't work on other ones, but it totally works on that devil. And then that means later on when this is all successful and everybody wants more and you make more guys and shit, they can have a play pose that's more like what we're thinking as adults in our head is what we want. And the devil will be taking that one, but like making it work like all styling. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. And
so I think it's a good thing that it's like that, man.
And I mean it's still close enough, man. Like so
also with his play pose is he could be a manager or a wrestler. It goes either way.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm leaning at. But like I think about Greg Valentine, right? So Greg Valentine has the left arm up. And I'm also looking at SD Jones. Also left arm up. So which one do I want more? I like the left arm choke slam. So I decided let's go with the left arm choke slam of SD Jones. And it takes 2 of each, 1 minute on card and 1 to breathe. What, you got me minute on card collecting now? AL. That's awesome. All right. I decided to go with the SD Jones left arm. So what I wanted was to try to reverse it and put Greg Valentine left arm on the right side. But it doesn't seem like anybody is capable of putting that right arm on, or the left arm on the right side. I don't know why. I feel like nobody can quite get that right leverage. Like it either comes up, I don't know if you can see me, but it's like either like right here or like way up there. Just it looks funky. So the arm on the right side isn't quite where I wanted. Also, at first when I was looking at this, I'm like, wait a minute, that may not be SD Jones. That might actually be Jake Roberts. But I brought up SD Jones and I put him side by side. And I'm like, hold on a minute. All right, maybe it is SD Jones, because right from the shoulder to the elbow, it looks like they got close enough to the point where the elbow has the bend right in the same spot. Problem is, when you get to the hand, his hand is like trying to get the right spot. His hand is like this, where SD Jones' hand is more like this. So SD Jones has that perfect choke slam, and so SD Jones like so, and the devil is like that. So he doesn't give you like that perfect, choke slam that I really love. That's why I love the SD Jones figure so much, is that perfect choke slam pose. So it is still a fantastic, serviceable wrestling figure, especially when you make this a rubber piece. This is going to be incredible. This is going to be a fantastic rubber playable wrestling action figure. And even with the horns, man, that's going to be solid. But I'm worried that the factory may kick it back because of the way that the horns stick out. I'm hoping not, but we'll see what happens.
What do you mean kick back?
You know how like the Jason Nupp figure, they kicked it back the way that the glasses on the prototype was sticking out of the face.
What do you mean kick it back? What does kick it back mean?
They couldn't make it because the glasses were sticking out of the face. They wanted us to, or they wanted the customizer to redo the STL file so that the glasses were not sticking off the face, but they were actually.
They had all kinds of like holes and shit. The horns are solid. It'll work out.
Okay. And when I was looking at this though, the way that the arms were separated, like I was worried that this was going to be a Jake Roberts figure. And look how close that is. Like Jake Roberts to me, I think is a terrible playable wrestling figure, but the arms are so super close in that regard.
As a kid that grew up with these LGNs, you know how it was so awesome to get Jake the Snake as an LGN, and then you got him, and he did suck like that, and that Damien was too small. At least you got him, but yeah, Jake was a disappointment.
Hey, JD. Yeah, man, that's going to be a removable piece. I actually had questions as to whether or not I wanted it to be sort of like a either like a Freddie Blassie cane, or if I wanted like a pitchfork. And I decided something similar to what Freddie Blassie had was going to be a better option. So, and
I would like to see a black cane with like a silver ball top.
A silver ball top. I didn't think about that, but
or even black and silver. If you just use him one, but a little silver ball top where he could knock fuckers in the head with it.
Macho Man in Green Bay, Wisconsin. When was that? Like maybe 10. Shit, when did Macho Man die? Like 2010? So that'd be a long time ago. 15, 20 years. But you know how like Jake Roberts is like an extra small figure? And these two are about the same size.
Vibe, the
So
zebra cakes. Fly a zebra striped cane in honor of our favorite cakes.
89. Oh damn, that was the longest time ago. He was walking to his car after the show. Nice. Yeah, I never got the opportunity to meet any of these legends, but shoot, Macho Man, absolutely, that's a legend I would have loved to meet. Would have loved to have met. Shoot, freaking devil! Like this is a small figure though. This is not an 8 inch figure. This has got to be like 7.5 inches. So when I send this to the factory, we definitely got to upscale this guy, make him taller. Oh, BioCard guys, that is another topic of discussion. BioCard is not going to be accurate. You are not going to see 5'7", 175 pounds on my BioCard. You know, born and bred in Chicago, Illinois. You know, coming from Louisville, Kentucky, or some BS like that. No, it's going to say something like 6'1", 185 pounds, coming from parts unknown, or some BS like that. I'm probably going to call this figure Damien, because when I went to that murder mystery dinner back in Austin, Texas in 2014, I wasn't the devil. I was Damien. So when I send this to the factory, the name on the poster or name on the package might be Damien. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Cool last name. Because it's wrestling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damien something.
Would be like Damian Watson or something. Damien's, or try to take the name Satan and try to turn, kind of mix the letters around and try to make the name Satan a last name. Well, Satan's only 5 letters, so I mean that should be pretty easy to mix those letters around to create a last name for it.
Yeah, Santa.
Hey, you probably could though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Disney does it to brainwash the kids in some movie.
Zebra cake reference. Take a drink. Shoot.
Yeah, I like that comment. That was funny. Oh, fuck. Damien and Beelzebub. That's pretty evil. So much, buddy. You guys are all evil.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw that Larry the dog had died. Yeah, that sucks, man.
Who's Larry the dog?
CM Punk.
Oh, fuck. No, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know. I didn't put that together in my head. No, that's sad. Now I'm all sad. Now his figure is going to be worth $1 million. You better go buy that glow-in-the-dark zombie right now. Prices are raising. Put that shit on eBay.
So, question that I can't pronounce that damn name, but that's got to be like isn't that like a biblical name right there?
Beelzebub. Yeah, that's some evil demon shit.
If I use that name, is that something that I could use without being sued?
No, you'll go to hell if you use that name. No, that Beelzebub is some wicked shit. For real.
Yeah. Now, another thing I give them a lot of credit for is they actually paid attention to the clothing I was wearing. Now, obviously, I sent pictures of the outfit I was wearing, and that includes the black gloves I was wearing. That includes the red long sleeve shirt. That includes the gray tie with they kind of missed the lines down here, but the mixed lines here with the white and the black and whatnot. I love this tie. I actually tried wearing this shirt and tie, but I couldn't find it. I was gonna actually wear this.
Dude, he looks good with all his clothes. He looks good, man.
But yeah, but look at the detail that goes into this, and with all the crevices and stuff. Like,
dude, that's what I like that about mine. And the shirt, it's got like the crevices or the wrinkles in the shirt, just like the back of that suit does. That's good stuff. I like it.
Well, yeah, like
it's LGN-esque. It's LGN-esque.
Like you could fit your hand underneath there. Like, I mean, it doesn't raise up or anything. Obviously, it's resin, but you got those creases and everything on the shirts and stuff. So
Yeah, I
that
want all this fucking I want all the teenagers to buy those and then stash their weed in my belly.
but that is so good. But that's what I wanted. I wanted SD Jones / Greg Valentine fighting pose for my devil figure. You guys remember the original figure that I got? Like that weird sideways stance, and like look at the arms, right? Like what? I don't understand this. This does not make sense to me.
I'm glad you pulled that up because I really wanted to see that after taking such a good gander at the other one, you know?
Like I like the t-shirt. I mean, the like that some kind of purple shirt. The tie looks nothing like what I was wearing. Um, red hands. I mean, didn't put the black gloves on my hands.
These
The
new
face,
ones, these new ones are
the
way more styly, way
yeah,
better, way
the,
styly.
the horns aren't sticking out. They're like flattened on my face to the side. The fighting pose, like I said, I mean, if you guys, as anybody that watches this, today I filmed my favorite LJN tournament, round 1, part 12, and in that video there was a LJN resin figure of Freddy Krueger that I got customized, and I talked about the hands, and I kind of mentioned this figure because until I brought that figure up, I didn't even realize that the hand of that Freddy Krueger was probably identical to the hand of this figure. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's why he did this pose, because he created that Freddy Krueger for me, and maybe he did this pose because it was almost identical.
Hey, I'm
But like,
taking this
no,
hit for Larry the dog right now. I got to tell you why this is hot. This hit is for Larry. He's probably straight edge, but this goes out to Larry anyway.
right out to Larry. Rey Mysterio, Boyaka. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, but
Booyah. A little soft.
but SD Jones choke slam. I'm like, look at this left. How is that giving you a left hand choke slam? Come on, like, not even close. This was this, but this is what bothers me though. You know, when you buy these figures, you're not. It's not like they cost $10. You know, you spend a lot of money paying for this stuff, and it's just not even close to what you envision. So you have to go back and you have to rebuy them from a new customizer, pay all that money all over again. So it's infuriating, but like I said, man, these are going to sit proudly on my shelf because these are my original prototypes. And 20, 30 years from now, the Matt Cardonas or future YouTubers are going to come to my home and they're going to like talk to me about Maniac Riot Wrestling and be like, hey, what were those original designs on the back of your cards? And we see on the back of, well, maybe this is a bad example. No, this is a good example. Because even on the back of the original 5, that is not the pants that Iron Sheik has in his release, right? So, you know, fans can come talk to me 30 years from now and be like, what's up with those prototypes on the back of the card? That's not what we got released. You didn't get this devil. You got this devil. But you know what? It's going to be crazy fun to sit there and talk about, hey, this was my original prototype, and this is why we made the changes. But man, like I got to come up with a new name for this figure because Devilish Watty or Devilish Matthew or whatever. I got to come up with something clever. But I do like that name.
We joke about it, but we joke. I didn't say this earlier because we joke about it, and you could. But like, what about some Saturday night names in the name? I can't think of a name, but I like the whole Saturday night gimmick that we used to kid around about.
What's that?
The Saturday night Matt, is that what we were calling it?
The Saturday night.
Gonna make a figure you drunk with the cats and all that crap. But with the devil in his suit and all that, some Saturday night something, I like it. You know,
Damian Riot. I like it.
that's a good
Damian
name.
Riot.
That's a good name. That's
Dude.
a good name. What if that figure had that name and just was
Yeah.
like the Vince of the company? Because that's what the fuck's going on right here. You know what I mean? It goes good.
General Parrish needs to get a free figure from me because that is freaking brilliant. Hey, somebody screenshot that name, Damian Riot, because you know what? In fact, I'm about to write that down. Nobody needs to
I like
screenshot
it.
that.
Damien Riot from the seventh circle of hell. Hell yeah.
Damian Riot double figure.
That's great.
But question is, if I release that figure, is people going to know that's Matthew Watson, that's Watty's channel, and is that going to inspire anybody to go out and actually purchase said figure? Are they going to look at that and know that's me? Are they going to look at that and want to buy that figure?
Well, I don't want to buy any of these damn figures. I'm starting to think more positive about that situation nowadays. But you know what? I had some people that I didn't even know come on my stuff, somewhere on my stuff, and say, that figure looks good, or I can't remember exactly what they said, but I thought that was something that there's like two people I don't even know, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I don't know if you want to get into all this yet and stuff, but because I've been thinking more positive because the pricing, hey, all these toys are expensive. This ain't gonna be no more expensive than other ones. And then as far as what you were saying too about just are people gonna buy that double? People are buying all these wrestling toys and toys in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the big thing. So
You
one of
gotta
my
make them
viewers,
cool.
were asking me the other day, when are these going to come up for pre-order? And I had to respond. I had to let them know, no pre-orders. That is one of the biggest things that when I decided I wanted to come out with this line, it was very important to me that we don't do pre-orders. Everyone and their mom are doing pre-orders, and we're all collectors. We all know the pain in the ass of buying something and waiting months and months and months. Some of these companies, you're waiting a year, year and a half, unless you're Rush Collectibles or Power Town, and you're waiting 2.5 years for your figures to come in and never do. Um, but you spend this money and you wait for a million years for your stuff to come in. I don't want to be. That's frustrating. I don't want to be one of those guys. So I'm like, you know what? How do I make myself different? I wanted to self-fund. That means I will pay for the mold. I will pay for the purchase of all the individual figures, the card backs, the posters, shipping here. That way, when the figures are ready to sell, buyers pay for them. They will ship immediately. But this has been far more expensive than I could have ever imagined. And does that mean that it will be permanently self-funded? Does that mean we will never do pre-orders? I don't know. At the very least, I want to do a no pre-order on the first figure. At least get ourselves situated, and so people know who we are, know what kind of quality figures that we have. If they buy the first figure and they're like, dude, this is freaking amazing. I love this. And we're established and we're trusted, and they say, you know what, they're doing pre-orders now and they want to, pre-order the item, and that we can use those funds to help pay for the new figure. That's a different story. That's going to be a huge help. That's going to, that's going to make a difference in the world, a huge difference. But as of right now, I want to be different from other companies because I don't want to do pre-orders. I want to save buyers the headache of having to do pre-orders. But two figures. Another thing I talked to you about, you know how Big Rubber Guys had Matt Cardona and Brian Myers in Series 1. Can we say that these are going to be the only 2 figures that we release in Series 1? Can we come back and do the Soldier Me and the Jason Nupp figure in Series 2? Can we come back in Series 3 with a new line of figures? Wrestlers? Or can we do like what my buddy John Samard recommended? LJN bootleg line. You know, don't make it about actual wrestlers. Just create just random generic characters. Would fans even care about that? And if they did, would they want us to pay $50, $75, $100 per figure for a generic bootleg character? At least with something like this, it's people that they know, people that they watch every day, people they care about, people that they support. So this is a different story, right? But with bootlegs, with generic wrestling characters, it's like, you know, we could go out and buy Big Rubber Guys, buy Latuni, buy retro figures, Mattels, and Grapples and Gimmicks, Zombie Sailors, etc. Buy real, authentic wrestling characters. Why would we want to buy bootleg generic characters? So that's where I kind of see the drawback. But nobody has ever made bootleg LJN figures before, so that would be a brand new market, something that nobody has ever done before.
Bootlegs would have to be like muscles, like LGN sized muscles, because they would have to be like half monster, half man, half this, half man, to be cool. Yeah. Just some random guy, like some Golden Warrior, Sun Gold, whatever that was, some stuff like that. Then you just make some generic. You know what I mean? Let's get Hulk Hogan and put him in purple underwear and brown hair, and everyone will know it's him, but it's a bootleg. Yeah, that's not exciting.
Yeah, kind of like those bootleg, those little AI generated Corporal Kirchner Hogan figures I kind of showed you, but those were just kind of like kind of get the Hogan Kirchner pose I wanted.
Yeah.
Hey Ross, what's happening, bud? What about putting on the package Matthew Watson as the Damien Riot?
You gotta live your gimmick.
Yeah, lose the gimmick. Let's see what we talked about. We talked about upgrade designs for the figures, accessories. We gotta have zebra cakes. Nah, just kidding. But so the devil, we got the cane for the devil. Obviously, I talked about the pitchfork, right? I decided the cane was the better idea. And you mentioned that have some like Butters potential. I know a lot of viewers have asked me about getting zebra cakes a must, maybe. Butters has to be like literally has to be about that big.
So, yeah, Butters is a whole action figure by itself, at least half an action figure.
Yeah, Butters.
That's what I always thought about all that, you know?
I also talked about having like a separate packaging where it's nothing but accessories. So that'd be
cool. I forgot about that. That's a sweet ideal right there, man.
Yeah, so like maybe have like a package where it's like maybe a few cats, maybe a couple dogs, maybe some canes or something, you know, for the figures. I want to make championship belts. Like I was looking at this thing on eBay, or not eBay, Facebook, and somebody was selling like this Jack's Pacific wrestling ring where they were using like an old LJN ring for like the Jack's Pacific figures. And I'm like, man, do we need to create our own wrestling ring for this line?
And I think that'd be if this shit really happened and you had like 4 or 5 guys, that might be too early to make a ring. But I'd say make a ring. A ring. That's you've done something if you're at the point where you can make a ring. And a ring is cool, and you got to have your own ring for sure.
Yeah, but how expensive would something like that be? Because we got to make something the size of the LJN ring. We can't just make something like, you know, super small like
I don't think it'd be that bad, but it might be easier than these wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But man, That's freaking exciting. Like I'm looking at the Flingham ring right now, that box, that size. I couldn't imagine buying like 500 of those rings, even 200 of those rings. I just imagine the shipping and the cost of something like that. But dude, that would be freaking amazing. I'm just planning ahead. That's why I'm like, I am begging that this line does so darn well.
A ring one day, like when there's enough guys where they need a ring. They need a ring anyway, but when there's enough guys to actually have a big fan and have matches being done, then a cool ring, and you got to make that ring look all cool, and it would just up everything up a level.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna pass out tonight with some blankets. Man, like I worry about AL. I worry about my cat, man. You know, Fox, he's gonna be 21 in a few months. And every now and then, whenever he gets off my wife's lap, he always goes to the kitchen and goes to like one of the air vents that's, you know, on the kitchen floor. And you know, my old cat, Tux. You know, he's the black and white tuxedo cat that died of cancer a couple years back and a few years back. And when he started acting funny, and he always used to do that, go to that air vent and to warm up, and that was, you know, out of character for him. And ever since Fox started doing that, you know, that obviously got me super concerned now. Obviously, he's an old ass cat. You know, like I said, he's pushing 21 now. So, I mean, is it really out of the out of the ordinary? Especially now with it being like 26 degrees outside. Not really, but kind of see you talk about, you know, getting under some damn blankets. Man, I lost my sobriety my last live stream. You see that crap?
No, I think I turned it off right when you were like starting to talk about it. Like you said, you're throwing it away or something.
Yeah, man. I just had to start. I just took a few sips. I had that. What was it? That not the schnapps, the other one. The cinnamon drink. Wasn't bad though, but it was like my first drink in a couple months though. But I'm over here talking like I'm an alcoholic or something. But yeah, it was the first time I drank on live stream in like a couple months though. It was different. I missed the top shelf spirits. Was expecting more. Hell, hey man, maybe in a couple months, maybe for my birthday, I'll go like. But yeah, that was like kind of like on a whim though.
uh,
Guys, poster design though. I think as much as the card backs have been a real frustration, the poster design has been a big a headache for me as the card backs. And one of the things that Ahmad has done for Latuni, I don't know if this is something that I want to imitate and kind of get your guys' opinion. You know how when you look on the back of like you got a Latuni card back, right? So when you pull out a poster from Latuni, the poster is just what the card back looks like. So should we, for our line, do something very similar where the poster is basically just, instead of, we're not going to use a card back, but maybe the front of the card? Or should we do something like the actual wrestling superstars posters, blue posters? Because that's what I want. I want it to be identical to the LJN wrestling superstar posters, except, you know, it'll say all of our information, Maniac Riot Wrestling, our character names, and it'll have an insert of our character, you know, bone breaking action, and then the caricature of that wrestling figure on there, inside of a wrestling ring, etc., something like that, right? So that's what I'm thinking in regards to the posters. What we got here?
I've been wanting to mess with making a post like that with Chat GT, but I'm just so busy, you know.
Let's see. I was hoping to get some here in DC. have a White Christmas. Always feel jealous in the movies. They make it seem like White Christmas is super common. Best thing a tiger.
I got snow over here. It sucks over here. It's snowing. It's all cold. That gas bill drives me crazy. And then, yeah, it's freaking cold out here, and it snowed all kinds.
Well, shoot, man.
I took 2 days off. I was going to do some yard work and some other stuff, and now it's just all snowed.
Yeah, man. It just started snowing a couple days ago, and I'm like, damn, man. Like my guys are supposed to be working on my deck, and even that guy that one of the guys that's working on the deck, he the younger guy, he's doing the front of the yard. He's doing landscaping.
Colorado.
Once it started snowing, like they can't really work in that environment. And I told the guy, like, I don't want you guys out there working, getting injured, getting sick or whatnot. That's not going to do anybody any good. So, and so like, what else can I do? But what sucks is like all of that, all the materials, all the lumber, all the tiles, that stuff that I bought, all that stuff is now getting wet, getting snowed on, getting dirty. It's all getting ruined. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure all the board.
You got a tarp over it and stuff, right?
No. Yeah, so like all that stuff is getting warped, and
no, yeah, like, dude, it still sucks, but you need to throw a tarp or something on that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff's way too late. That stuff's been sitting out there in the elements for months. I'm like, damn. Yeah, I'm stupid.
I had to go outside anyway, but I was gonna go show the snow, but I forgot I took the porch light out and I didn't replace it yet. Can you guys see all the snow in beautiful Colorado?
Yeah.
Look at it. It's a lot, huh? I don't like it. I don't know how good you guys can see. Except your butters and elbows. Man, it's been snowing all day. Probably all night and all day.
Looks similar to here in Illinois. I would want the snow to hold up until like literally till Christmas Day, maybe a couple days before Christmas, because like Christmas is literally like the only time I actually want it to snow, and I don't really remember it snowing last couple years for Christmas. But all right, guys, I'm gonna kind of move on to like these last couple of figures. You guys have seen these figures before. This isn't going to be anything new. I don't have new prototypes, but I do want to show these figures because I may have to redo these. The soldier figure, I definitely have to redo. The 80s Revolution, maybe. I got to talk to Jason and see where his head's at, how he feels about this. But yeah, I mean, the way that the lettering on this figure is, I mean, I want it to be done more professionally because it's kind of not done as well as I'd like. Let's see.
Yeah, these new ones are a big old improvement, and it'd be cool to see these other ones done over again, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So this was the Jason Knupp New 80s Revolution figure. And, it just says Jason Knupp, right? And hopefully Jason either tunes into the live stream or maybe he watches this later on and he can comment or reach out to me and answer this question because I don't know what's happening. So I need some feedback from him. One of the reasons I decided, or I think me and BBA have decided to go release the BBA figure first. There's multiple reasons. I think all the viewers know that originally New 80s Revolution was the first figure that originally we were planning on releasing. So the idea was BBA was the first guy I reached out to for the collaboration to try to bring this line to life. And we obviously needed more participants, more figures, more characters to really make this a full-fledged line. I reached out to Jason. You know, he was also interested in being part of this line. I'm like, awesome. So I thought, you know, two collaborators. I had 2 figures. I thought 4 figures were enough for a good first series. And because Jason had a much larger following, probably more than twice. Well, definitely more than twice. For me and BBA combined, probably 3, 4, 5 times the size. Just a large quantity in terms of viewership or subscriber count, right? So I thought if we were going to be successful, you know, Jason would be a much better option to release his character first. And problem is, I don't know what's going on with Jason. When I obviously talk with BBA a whole lot more. He's always advertising the line. He's constantly in contact with me about poster design, car back design, designs of the figures. Whenever I try to reach out with Jason, I'm not able to get in contact with him. Very sparingly am I able to talk with him or get updates and whatnot. The last update I tried getting was to try to redo the Jason Up figure. And when I tried to get redo this figure with Kevin, he wouldn't redo the figure for me. And I thought that was very odd. So at first I thought Kevin was just kind of concerned that I was trying to make a figure of somebody else. All right, I understand your concern. Let me reach out to Jason. Hey, bud. I think Kevin is worried that he's gonna get sued or something. I don't know. That I'm making a figure of you. Can you please reach out to him? Let him know that I have your permission to make a figure in your likeness. I reached out back to Kevin. Let him know, hey, I spoke to Jason. You know, you're good to go. Whatever. Spoke to Kevin. He's like, I've already made a Jason Up figure. I've already sent it to him. I'm not going to make another Jason Up figure. When I talked to Jason, he said, I talked to Kevin months ago, and they were supposed to make a figure, but nothing ever happened of it. So I'm kind of hearing contradicting stories. Jason says a figure they were talked about but never made. Kevin says they already made a figure and he already shipped it out to Jason. So I don't know what's happening. It's very sketchy. Like I'm not really sure what's really happening between the two parties. I don't know why Kevin wouldn't take on another commission, especially for a figure that's very easy to make. So that's why I really need to talk to Jason and be like, hey, is there something going on where you don't want to be part of the line anymore? If so, I just need your answer. Like, hey, just let me know so that I can proceed to try and find another figure to get released for part of this line. Because this part really needs to be upgraded. If the answer is yeah, you're still interested, and you want your figure to go through MRW, awesome. We can proceed. We're good to go. But like I said, hopefully he'll watch this and he can answer some of those questions or reach out to me, you know, Facebook, whatever, Messenger, and we can answer that, or get on a live stream with me and we could talk about it. I just don't have enough communication with Jason the same way I have communication with BBA. So I like this figure a lot. I like this figure more than this, if that makes sense. So, and the way that, you know, BBA has been side by side with me with this whole process, I think it's only makes sense for me, respectfully, to kind of to give BBA the credit he deserves and get his figure out first. So, I think he deserves that more. He deserves that respect to have his figure released. BBA says it all the time. It's very toyetic, and it is. It's a Greg Valentine pose. It's an in-ring ready playable wrestling figure. It is solid. I like the way that the glasses pop out, but it leaves a lot of room for improvement. You need that black glasses. You need the face. You need the beard to be filled in a whole lot more. The graphics need to be. I mean, that needs to be. I don't know, maybe a stencil or something. But I would like something to be clothed or something, like maybe removable clothing or something. But and
Rick, what's up, Rick? I want to say what's up, Rick, and then I don't know if I said it somewhere else, but I see Fly and people talking about him, the big boss man, or something like that. But I don't know if I wrote it somewhere. I was thinking the other day, how do you people out there don't know that Bone Breaker that's Fly underneath the mask with the goatee and the fat face? Maybe I am Fly.
hey Ross, can I make a figure of you guys? I mean, with your permission, most likely. Yeah. Really, any customizer with the 3D printer can make a figure of anybody. Generally, all a good customizer needs is a head sculpt or a headshot. Unless you're someone like Tom Veg who basically asks for like bikini shots of my wife, then I gotta kind of like slap somebody upside the goddamn head. I don't know if I ever told this goddamn story. Like, I was in Iraq back in 2022, and Eric Boyer, one of my friends at the time, was telling me, go to Tom Veg. This guy does amazing 3D prints. You want to create an action figure of your wife? And somebody just sent me $5. I don't know who it was, but that is so freaking awesome. Rick, dude, that is so awesome of you, my dude. That is incredible. Man, that is unexpected. I really appreciate that, brother.
The comments are so fucking. I'm so lost in them and shit like that.
Yeah, man, I was talking like crazy about this 80s Revolution figure, and then I kind of like lost my train of thought and stopped reading the comments. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry about that. This was supposed to be a Q&A.
I'm gonna start. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna start doing lives, man, but I kind of want to do some lives and shit where I cuss and smoke like way more. But what the fuck? I don't know. I was thinking about something. I forgot my train of thought. It don't matter.
Damn, I lost my. Hold on, guys. I lost my area over here.
I wear the mask to work. They want me to wear the mask at work. Usually I'd kid and I'd say some bullshit like my grandma simply glued my mask on my face or something. But they would want me to wear my mask to work and shit. I showed a couple of people at work. I don't tell people about Bone Breaker and my wrestling days at work too much, but I tell the people I like a lot that I work with a lot. But I don't know. I'm so high I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. So whatever. Oh yeah, Rick. I have a whole funny thing I was thinking about last night about the whole little turd figure, but that's for a different day. Remind me of that turd figure, and I'll tell you what was going on in my head last night about it.
She thought that until the first time.
I don't wear a mask. What did you say? I don't wear a mask at work, but my neighbors asked me to wear one when I'm out and about. Oh, I get it. Hey, sometimes I make little videos with butters and I got a mask on. I'm all worried about what the neighbors are thinking fucking when they look out the window. And then that leather face mask thing happened. That was funny. You know what I mean? But that's not the first time I've done that, you know?
I remember that video. Dude, I watched that video like 20 times over. That crap was funny as hell.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to make videos and I don't like to show my face on camera with butters and stuff. And then,
oh,
yeah,
man.
so like I said, I'm worried about the neighbors and that girl walked up the alley. But you know what? She walked by the first time I looked away. And when I saw her coming back the second time, I was like, well, I'm just going to fucking mad dog her.
That was so damn good, though. I laughed so freaking hard. And then I just kept replaying that video over and over again. it just would not stop being funny. Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah, this neighborhood's crazy though, so it's not too out
Yeah.
of sorts to see something like that.
So just kind of like backtrack, maybe poster designs. You kind of like that idea though, just kind of using like the old blue LJN posters.
Hey,
No,
with that question right there though, like, what about the card? How it's blue on black? Like the shit and the poster's black. Change the card and the poster both to black.
okay, yep. And
Because with the yellow MRW logo, it looks good on the black, and it looks better overall.
so you're thinking black poster. Yeah, so we want to move away from that.
And black back is black back card.
And we also want to have like that Maniac with fans in the crowd, or like kind of like Maniacal coming towards the ring, right? With that.
See, man, I want to dance with this, dude. I could do all this, but on the Chat GPT, you mean? But I don't know. I'm not busy, and you seen how that Chat GPT works? To get it good, you gotta put in some work sometimes.
Yeah.
But I have that other program and shit. I don't know, man. It's just a shame that you can't just get it done, you know?
Well, you know I'm a cheap ass, and I refuse to pay $20 freaking for that bastard. And you could only do like two or three.
Man, there's no need for it, dude. With all with ChatGPT and everything else, dude, there's no need to it, man. Like, just make it and then print it and go to goddamn. I'm all ghetto, but yeah, I would just make it and I would take it to the office store or whatever where you go get copies made. Just make a whole bunch of copies on some glossy paper. They'll do all that. And then you just get some cardboard and smack that on. There's a little special tool that's cheap that you buy to punch out the J hook. It's not hard.
No, I mean like the posters, like I came up with like a poster design. Like I could come up with like a poster design in like 2 minutes. But like the AI, it keeps like screwing it up, right? But like they only allow
I know, man.
Like they only give you like 2 or 3 uploads a day, and then you got to wait like 24 hours to upload more. And like I said, I'm not
it's $20 a month.
Yeah, but
I'm not even want to be the Chat GPT spokesman over here because I let my shit go. I'll probably get it again, but I let it go because I don't like to pay all this. And then even when you pay for it, check this out. When you pay for it, let's say you do like 8 pictures because you're like, that one sucks, do it again. That one sucks, do it again. Now make it better. Now do this. You do that like 8 times a day, and then they make you wait like 24 hours to be able to do it again, even when you're paying, because it's I don't know why, but yeah. So it sucks. And then I think it got mad at me. I tell you, it got mad at me and stuff, you know. But like, yeah, and then it made me start waiting longer and doing less for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, man. There's
still all these things out there. There's no need to pay too much money for this shit. Is the point of everything?
Yeah. Crazy. So we did talk about upgrades to the card back, so that part's covered. Order of releases. So we know BBA is coming out. Order of releases. So we know BBA is coming out first. Watty Devil, we've decided was going to be coming out second. So more than likely, if he's still interested, the Jason Up figure is probably going to be coming out third. If I can't get the Watty Soldier to be made correctly.
What do you mean? Why can't they do it correctly?
So Hulk Hogan from the waist up. Oh. This is the body. This is the upper torso that I want for the figure. Corporal Kirchner from the waist down. So this is the body. You know, Hulk Hogan's upper torso on Corporal Kirchner's lower body.
Yeah.
Identical. A customizer could cut off the top part, put it on this lower body. This is my soldier. So but it's not cut and dry as just putting these two figures together, right? Not only do you have to put those two figures together, but you have to top it off by putting the U.S. Army uniform on top of the body. And basically, when I went to Kevin, he basically, in not so subtle terms, told me that he basically didn't have the talent to do it. Whether that meant that he didn't want to take on any more commissions from me because he was getting frustrated. Either he didn't have the skill set to do it, didn't want to work with me anymore. I don't know. As many items as I bought from him over the years, I don't want to say I haven't bought a ton, but I mean I bought a lot. But I bought these figures recently. I was going to buy at least the Watty Soldier and the Jason Nutt figures from him. It just made it sound like he couldn't do it. He didn't have the skill set. Tom Veg. Oh, Tom Veg. I was going to talk about that story, and then I kind of stopped talking. I'll tell the Tom Veg story shortly. Tom Veg told me he could make it for $350. That's like $200 more than what everybody else is charging for these figures. So I'm like, do I want to pay $200 more than what I've already paid on these figures? Considering that I've already paid for this exact same figure twice before. But this is basically a Nikolai Volkov meets, I don't know, Billy Jack Haynes. How is this Hulk Hogan's arms? I mean, look how far Hulk Hogan's arms go out. Like,
No,
that
it's
is
it's totally Nikolai.
I mean, that is nowhere even remotely close to Hulk Hogan's arms. Not even, like, insane, right? I mean, look how wide and thick Corporal Kirchner's legs are. Look how thin these legs are. That is insane. Like, so when I got this figure in, I was so crazy happy to get it because it was a figure myself, and we are always excited to get our own wrestling action figure. But at the same time, when you really start talking about it, paying attention to it, you start really focusing on the details and realize just how poorly it was made. I like the hat. The hat, I think, was done really well. The face, not so much. Like, the patch was done horrible. The flag, the nameplates were done horrible. At least when you got to the DC uniform, the desert uniform, it was done a little bit better. But this is not a U.S. Army desert uniform. This is like, I don't know, a Russian uniform or something. I mean, it's close, but it's not close enough. And why is the nameplates and everything, why is it all silver? Like, that, it should be brown, beige, you know? Why is it all silver? It doesn't make sense. The collars don't line up. It's just a funky figure, just done so poorly. Oh, I did talk to him the other day, and I'm like, I tried to see if he could reimburse me because he sent me a bunch of resin figures and no rubber. Tried to see if he would do the right thing, and his argument is it's called flex resin. Because it's called flex resin, it's supposed to be flexible. I'm like, dude, just because it's called flex doesn't mean anything. You literally said it in your own words. Resin. By nature, resin is nothing but a hard statue. Okay? There is no flex. There is no flex. It means it's a movable piece. There is no movable piece to those figures. Just a dishonest person.
Yeah, He knows. He knows.
So just complete dishonesty, and it's why he lost. It's why he lost my respect, lost my friendship, why he lost my endorsement, why I will not shout him out anymore, why I will not endorse his business anymore, um, why I will not, why I will call out all of the abnormalities with his work, because once upon a time I was overlooking some of the abnormalities because I was respecting what I was getting. I was grateful at least that I got something, but nowadays I'm like, no, there's no more gratefulness. I'll call it for what it is.
Yeah. And I used to like you too, you motherfucker. I saw you on Penn and Teller. I saw your fucking stuff down little pants. I used to fucking like you. Fuck you.
Oh man.
Some bitch.
Yeah, man. Shoot. So that is the idea, though. I do want to get the Watty Soldier redone, and I don't know. Maybe in January I might have to go to Tom Begg and Tom Begg. He's an artist. He works in I think he's in Croatia, and if he can make me these figures, put the Hogan on and that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, I don't care if these figures match my physical body. I'm not interested in having them built after me in my frame, okay? I want these figures to be built after the original LJNs. I want them to be in line with the original LJNs. So I don't care them being in scale with me. I want them to be in scale with the original 80s figures. All right. So if he can build them with those two figures exactly as I want, if he can build them with the military uniform over it and have the correct U.S. nameplate, with the Watson nameplate, with the U.S. flag, with the unit patches correctly, with the correct camouflage patterns. If he can get all of that correctly, I might go out and I might actually pay that extra money to get the right design figure. Because even the AC uniform, like, I don't know what this is. This is not the Army. This is not the Army blue digital pattern. Like, this is funky. I don't know what this is.
And you know what else I'm thinking, man, is the chat. Didn't you send me a Chat GPT photo of that action figure with the correct face and everything? I want to say I saw it in my head. Am I making that up?
I don't think so. Like, I sent this, but like it was like with a Hulk Hogan. Like, it was because I sent this picture with Hogan and Kirchner, and they just put Hulk Hogan's face on the Kirchner body or something. But with like
I don't know. So maybe I'm mixed up, and maybe some of those Chat GPT images of LGNs, they look all pretty and rubbery because of the artwork, the way they're done. But so that soldier figure with the right pose would be really fucking cool and beefed up a little bit.
Yeah, but like this right here, like I said, when I designed this figure, this was supposed to be like the greatest wrestling action figure ever made. With those looks, it would have been.
Well, and then maybe if it got rebooted like these other ones got rebooted, it'd be way better, you know?
But
because just like look at those other ones, the Bone Breaker and the Devil, just so much better as design, as a figure, as you know what I mean.
Question is now, what about the hat? Removable accessory or no removable accessory?
You know what? Yeah, I'm a removable guy, but on this one, I'd say no, leave it.
That's what I'm thinking. And with the card back on this one, I actually really like this one. So it's kind of like that G.I. Joe
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Those and whatnot. So this one I actually really like. So this one works really well.
Yes, it
So
does.
that kind of leads me to expected arrivals. Right now, the Bruce up in Alibaba, he tells me that it's probably going to take about 6 to 8 weeks for the mold and the sample to be completed and to arrive for me to review the sample and to give approval for them to continue with production.
How crazy, man.
So he says production. Well, actually, he says production only takes about a month. So we could technically have everything completed in about let's say 3 months. Let's say 4 months. So let's say April. Let's say in April we could technically have the BBA figure completed.
Like in a package, ready to buy. Is that what you're talking?
Yep. Let's say in April, and I'm trying to push it out as far as possible. That way, I'm not like rushing it. I'm trying to like stretch it out as far as possible. So let's say in April, everything is packed up, ready to ship to the States.
Me and myself, I just think that's quick.
Yeah,
it's amazing. This is
like
amazing shit going on.
Yeah, like I was thinking like 6 to 8 months, right? So if he tells me like 2 to 3 months for everything, and I'm saying so, that's why I'm saying like push it out like an extra month. So if it takes 4 months, that means let's say 3 months out, I can start purchasing the mold for the devil figure. So let's say every 3 months I'll purchase a new mold. So every 3 months I can try to purchase a new mold, and every 3 months we could try to get a new figure shipped out. So if we have, let's say April, let's say March, BBA is shipping out. March, April, BBA ships out. So June, July, we get the devil. That means September, October, we get the soldier. Maybe December, January, we get the Jason up figure. Now we may not be getting 4 figures at one time. We may not be getting 2 figures at a time, but at least we'll get a good figure every, on schedule. People know that, hey, at this time there's a new figure coming.
Yeah,
So
people know. Get ready. Get your taxes. Buy these with your tax money. Get your tax money and go buy an MRW action figure.
So, I mean, that's got to be something, right? Now, cost per unit, as I said, molds $6,000 per mold, and now I don't know if this is true because now I'm hearing contradicting stories. Other people have told me no, that's not true. But what I was told from the factory is it's $6,000 per mold for anywhere between 200 and 250 molds or 250 figures, and they wanted me to buy up to 500, a minimum of 500 figures. But I'm not doing 500 figures because there's no guarantee that the figures will sell, right? So, and so I'm gonna say, okay, let's say 250 figures for one mold. So I decided I'm going to do 250 figures. And some people say no, $6,000 for a mold buys you 500 figures. One mold buys you 1,000 figures. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's what. But if I wanted to buy 500 figures, does that mean I got to buy 2 molds for 12 grand? I mean, I don't know, but going on the assumption, I'm buying 1 mold, 250 figures, plus the 250 figures, cost per unit, for the cost of the poster, the cost of the figure itself, the cost of the card backs, the blisters, shipping. I can't do $50. I can't do $50 per package. I know that's what Big Rubber Guys charges. I know that's what Latuni charges, but I tried factoring that into my head. There's just no way. I would actually be taking a loss if I were to actually sell it at $50 a pop, and that's even if I earned $50 per sale. Um, that's I have to charge $100. Like there's no way around it. Now maybe if I was taking pre-orders and I had people buying it, even then I just don't see how I would operate without a loss on that. So anybody that's interested, guys, right now I have to work on the assumption that the cost of each of these figures has to be a minimum of $100 sale.
You know what? So I was thinking that. So like I'm fucking poor and all that. You know what I mean? And so I was thinking all that. Like I'm poor, but I see all these people buying way more action figures than I do, and even me being poor, I still buy stuff like that every once in a while. You know what I mean? I'm a retro guy. And so you know I'm buying. I don't buy that many, but I've spent $60 for a little plastic Danhausen before and all that. You know what I mean? $60 and waited a year and a half. I bought I got the Sandman right here, a little Sandman for $60. You know what I mean? Look at all these crazy eBay prices on these new LGNs. So at first I was thinking $100, man. Who's gonna buy that for $100? But the more I've been thinking about it, like people will. I've heard positive feedback on not a bunch, but I don't hear from much people. But yeah, people would $100 ain't as crazy as bad as it sounds at first when you think about it.
And at the end of the day, it's not like we're going out and buying Lamborghinis with any profits that we make. Oh my
And
God.
it's your first time and all that, you know what I mean? And I think people need to know, like, you're being all honest, you're being all up front, you're doing what you can. You're like one of us. You're not like, I didn't want to say Rush as a funny example and stuff, but you're not like the other ones. Like it's a project of love, not just
Yeah.
money and shit. You know what I mean? And then it takes off and shit. It's all good. Then you can fucking make more and do more and do more and
And
things gain.
plus the idea is any profits that's made, obviously, the first half of the profits is going back to repay myself, obviously. Cover cover the mold, cover the purchase price of the 250 figures I bought, the shipping from China to the US. The next whatever was actual profit from that is to cover the cost of the mold for the devil. It's to cover the cost of the 250 figures for the devil if there's actual profit for that, right? So any profit that's made from the sale of the BBA figure is going to be going back into the business to cover the devil. Any profit that's made from the devil figure is going back in to purchase this. Now, I have made a few. Well, I've made several, I think, GoFundMe accounts. To be honest, I don't know how to run a GoFundMe. I just created stuff to see what happens. And I've had a few up for about a week, some up for like 10 days. They're all like zero balance. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. I don't
You know
think
what? You got to figure out how to do super chats on your lives. That might be a good way to do it.
yeah.
Or when people buy you those stickers and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've always told people in my YouTube and whatnot, I feel embarrassed to ask my viewers about GoFundMe stuff, but like if they could like share it to like random people out in the community, and if they wouldn't mind supporting that'd be a huge help. But I mean, if I get support from somebody, that's awesome. But like I said, I don't really think that's gonna do anything. I just put it out there to see if I can get help. If not, I'm hoping that I make enough sales that I can use those profits to help fund these right here. Because this right here, this is what it's all about, right? So right now I'm looking at the 4 figures. And is there going to be a series 2? I hope so. If there's going to be a series 2, is there going to be a series 3? I don't know. If we're done after one series and we got the release of 4 figures, I will consider that to be a success. Because this right
If
here,
what?
if we only release these 4 figures and we're done after one series, I would consider I'll consider that to be a success. Because this right here is important to me. Obviously, I would like to keep going and release more and more, but if this is it, I will be thrilled. It's more than I could have ever dreamed of. But oh, here's a good one. Possible variants. Obviously, the original design we came up with for like BBA, for example, came with the where are we at? Purple mask, right? So with the new figure coming with the green mask, do we want to do something like green mask, let's say 200 figures and maybe 50 figures of purple mask and make that like, a rare exclusive? Maybe if someone like, Fly BL orders 2 figures as an example, and, instead of him getting, 2 figures, one that he opens up, one that he keeps carded, maybe he keeps carded the rare purple figure and he opens up the green mask for his loose collection or something like that, Maybe that would be a fun concept to add for the channel. Do we want to do variants?
One day when you
Because
want to make your
otherwise,
money off that first mold, for sure.
because
Nothing wrong with that.
Otherwise, we might have to do this second double figure. Okay. Yeah, and this devil might actually have to be an actual manager because you can't use that as a playable figure. Oh, God. That is so bad. Man. I might have to reach out to my buddy Bucky 749 with all these storylines and whatnot. And on the back of the bio cards, are we gonna do like actual storylines? Something like how He-Man comes up with these comic books and tells stories and whatnot. Instead of saying, hey, here's stats, weight, height, all that. He comes from this location. Are we gonna tell stories? Like, hey, he's had this feud with this person, or hey, he won the title from this person. He's feuding with this person for this title or something, or whatnot. Or maybe tell like a story, kind of like a TV show, but in sequential order based on the back of the cards, based on the 4 or 5 figures that you have released in that series. We could do actual storylines through the bio cards. Would that be something that viewers or buyers might be interested in? Because I think that might be a fun concept.
A cartoon on YouTube, some video games.
What you said cartoons?
For the whole line. One day, cartoons, video games, cereal.
If I had any like animation skills or whatnot, I would love to create an actual cartoon and put on YouTube, man. That way people could actually be able to relate this line to a cartoon and actually want to buy the stuff, At least parents would want to buy it for their kids and stuff. Because I don't want it to be just for adults. Like, I'd actually want the kids to be able to enjoy it as well. Oh, damn. All this time we've had comments, and the last comment I've seen was Eros with the ha 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 comment, but I haven't been scrolling through and I haven't even noticed that
I've been
we've had
reading
more
them here
comments.
and there. And this thing has started over like 2 times, probably.
Yeah, it has. Like, my live says 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Hey guys, I haven't been ignoring you, man. I didn't realize that there's been more comments coming up.
People were talking among themselves for a minute there.
Oh man,
I don't have nothing around me.
you've got a lot of they're talking to me like that, Griswold. Oh man.
Do you know? Do you know? Do you know who Stone Cold ET is or what?
Mm-mm.
I was gonna send you that video, man, because you gotta see the right one. Yeah, Stone Cold ET. Make an LGN of Stone Cold ET, man. I'll send you the cool video so you don't see all the other ones and it gets ruined. I mean, Stone Cold ET still is cool, but everyone loved him. And this is old as hell. But this guy has an ET mask on, and he just goes to the
Yeah,
drive-through at like White Castle, and he's all
yeah.
talking like ET, but he's Stone Cold ET, you know. And he just orders like a White Castle talking like ET and goes to the drive-thru. He's got are talking like Stone Cold. I don't know. I'll send you it, and it's good.
Cool. I'm going through the
All the
messages
wrestlers
here.
love him.
Hey
Yeah,
Corey,
old Mustard, Stone Cold ET. What about LGM Stone Cold ET, old Mustard?
nice.
That's a fucking good idea.
All right, so you got a message here from Corey. He asks about what is Jason's take on tonight's topic. Uh, I don't know. So Jason should be in Florida with his family right now, and jealous because he's on the family vacation trip that I wanted to take. And after the surgery for my boy, uh, I kind of had to withdraw all the funds from my two eBay accounts, and that was the money I was going to use for my Florida vacation trip. But it was a necessary expenditure, so can't really complain, right? But yeah, when he gets back from his family vacation, I guess he's gonna try and sit in on a live stream with me one day, hopefully. But I'm hoping that he's gonna tune into this live stream, at least check in part of it. But not a lot of involvement. Like every now and then, I'll reach out to him. I'll send him screenshots, pictures of like his figure, like when it's ready, or 3D prints. I'll send him pictures of like the cards and stuff like that, posters, designs, stuff like that. But I try to keep him as up to date of what's happening with the figures and whatnot. Um, Obviously, when I first reached out to him with the idea of collaborating, the idea was I'd pay for his figure and I'd send him a free figure, and that way he his thanks for collaborating with me on this endeavor, right? But the original customizer I was working with, Bone Breaking Action, same thing. I paid for two figures for each of them, and he only sent me one figure. Uh, and I paid for two rubber figures, and he sent me two resin figures, or he sent me one resin figure. So I'm like, what kind of BS is that? Um, not a whole lot of contact. The last contact I've had with them was the whole Kevin situation. When I tried to go through Kevin after I bought the after I commissioned the upgrades for the Devil and the BB-8 figures, I was gonna do. I was gonna redo the soldier and the Jason figure, and Kevin did not want to redo the Jason up figure for me. And to this day, I don't know what the issue was. Like I don't know what the issue was. Like I can't speak on it because it was very the best way I could talk about it, it was very sketchy. Um he would not really give me a definitive answer It's like they signed a non-disclosure agreement or something.
Hey, it's 7 o'clock, and I know you like your little even times for one, but it's 7 o'clock, man. I totally got to get back to real life and do some shit and get out of here. We've been here for 3 hours, and I gotta go to the store and I gotta do some stuff.
Oh, you're good, bud, man. I could take over from here, bud. I really appreciate you
All
tuning in with
right,
me, bud.
yeah, man. What a topic! You know what I mean? We're gonna have to do this again soon, and keep on talking about this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
All right.
at this point, man, we pretty much hit on everything. Shoot, uh, right here, we're just pretty much shooting the shit from here. So
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. There's a lot to all of it too. You know what I mean? I
absolutely,
don't know. I could talk about this shit for hours. But yeah, man, I gotta go, man. Thank you fucking for having me and all the good stuff. And hell yeah, man. Let's make this happen.
absolutely, yeah, man. Thanks for
All
tuning in,
right,
man, and
cool.
talk to you later.
All
Thanks,
right,
Miguel.
later.
Damn, my head always looks so damn big. All right, so where was I, Corey? All right, so he didn't want to make the I don't know if you guys can see me, man. Like when I'm looking at my camera, like all I see is this part of my face. Like I don't see the whole camera. All I see is this part. So hopefully you guys can still make me out. But like Kevin, he didn't want to make the Jason up figure for me. And when I was inquiring about it, like I thought maybe he was concerned about, me making a figure of just some random guy. And I thought he knew that I was, working with Jason on this line or something. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, stuff your nose. Excuse me. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll reach out to Jason, let him know, hey, I'm working with Kevin on some upgrading my figures, and he's having concerns about making your figure for me. Uh, he said that he's made your figure for before he shipped it out to you, and he doesn't want to make a figure for me. Um, what also kind of bothered me, or really bothered me, is he kept telling me he's already made Jason's figure before. But I'm like, okay, if you made Jason's figure for him, what does that have to do with our business, our transaction? If you made Jason a figure, that's between you and Jason. You are making you're making me a Jason figure. This is between you and I, right? So this is a transaction between the two of us. I don't know. I don't see the importance of you making a figure for him when I'm asking you to make a figure for me, right? So, um, but anyways, I reached out to Jason. I'm like, hey, I think he has concerns about me making a figure of you. Can you just reach out to him, let him know, yeah, I have your permission to make a figure of you because maybe that's what the issue is. Reach back out to him, and he just kept giving me the same issues, the same issues. I've already made a figure of him. I'm not making another one. I'm like, dude, you make all of random treasure figures, right? Um, you made like 10 million Hulk Hogan figures. You're not opposed to making the same figure over and over again. And I'm pretty sure you didn't make the exact same Jason Nutt figure that I'm asking you to make. So what is the issue? So that really bothered me. And there's only so many people in this world who 3D print or who make LJN customs. So I don't want to be down another customizer, but at the same time, it really bothered me that I'm a good customer. I'm giving you a lot of business. I'm shouting you out. I'm getting you a lot of uh endorsements, but you're making things really difficult on me for no reason. Like, I'm not being difficult with you. I'm not rushing you. Yeah, I'm paying you on time. Like, I'm being a perfect customer. Why are you making my life so difficult? Just if you don't want to make the figure for me, say, hey, I'm not taking commissions right now. Just leave it at that. But you're the attitude was given me for making the figure just it just didn't make no damn sense. And when I asked Jason about it, like same thing. I've already talked about it, but he was the way that he was talking about like we talked about it months ago. I never got a figure. Kevin's like, I already sent him the figure. Like, well, what is it? Did you send him a figure or did you not send him a figure? Like, it's like they signed a non disclosure agreement and they were too afraid to answer my questions. So I I don't know. I can't answer the question because I'm in the dark myself. Um, I talk to BB-8 all the time. We are constantly going back, coming up with ideas, coming up with that with designs and stuff. And I feel like one party is more invested in this company, more invested in the success than other parties. And yeah, uh, I want him to be part of this. Obviously, um, I wouldn't have reached out to him. I wouldn't have asked him to be collaborating with me if I didn't want him to be a central figure, a central part of this. Obviously, so um, hopefully we'll be able to touch base and we'll be able to collaborate a whole lot more. You know, speak a whole lot more on the subject. So uh, hopefully that answered some questions a little bit more deeply. So. Sorry, I got Tom Drexler calling me for my upstairs bathroom, but I'm like, dude, it's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm not answering the phone now because I'm not having them come service the darn bathroom drain at 9 o'clock at night. That's crazy. All right. There you go. I'm not answering the phone, guys. I'm on a live stream, dudes. You guys are too late. um, Nicole Volkoff is from Baltimore, Maryland. That's a GI Tiger Force uniform. Watty's head on the warlord's body. On the warlord's body. Mm, not quite, but I mean it's close. Although they freaking looking at this though, it kind of gives me like what's a guy's name? Is his name like Big Ed or something from like what was it called like 90 Day Fiance or something? The guy little guy with like no neck. I'm looking at this and I don't think they gave me a neck. Do I look like I have a neck on here? Oh man, crazy. uh, Muff Diver's not thick enough. That's funny as heck. Oh man, Big Brother. He's had enough. Oh man, that's good stuff. Mm, yeah, man. Shoot. I might actually have to start. There's a guy that's reached out to me. One of the guys who's actually working with a crew that's working on outside deck and whatnot. Actually, I don't think he's actually part of the crew that's working on this deck, but he was part of the crew that was working on the porch, several months ago, and he does a lot of computer stuff, and he could build a website for you, and he might build my own website for me, so I can like sell stuff on a personal website, so I don't have to sell on eBay and then take eBay's selling fee losses, right? Because stuff don't sell for me on eBay anymore. And when I do sell, I might make like one or two sales a week, couple weeks, maybe a handful of sales a month, if that. And I think if I make like 5 sales a month, that's actually considered a good month. So, I mean, is it really even worth it at that point? Make an angel Watty so she could put one figure on his shoulder. Stone Cold ET is red. I see you. What's up, JD? All right. Rich Ray, what's up, man? Disney World. Disney World or Universal Studios. I don't think it really matters which one. Well, if you want an opinion, feel free to email me. NECA. NECA would have given me a proper neck. Yeah, man, I'm almost done, man. Like, my cell phone doesn't have a lot of life on it. I think once I hit about 2.5 hours or so, I get down to about 10%. And once I get down to about 10%, it's time to go charge the sucker. I do have a few other topics I want to hit on before I do disconnect for the live stream for the day, though. Um, I put up a poll on my YouTube community notes, and I didn't get a ton of votes, but I was asking about card backers, and I was asking, do people want something like this, right, where you have the card or the figure glued to the card back like so, right? Or do buyers want something like this, right? Where it's a easy slide, easy remove card back. So 54 people voted and 15% said glue, which of course leaves your 85% asking for the easy slide. And more than likely, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the easy slide release. Figure turnaround time. And I think we talked about that already. I mentioned earlier, we're looking at about 3 months turnaround time. So 3 to 4 months. So I think every 3 months, I'm probably going to reach out to Alibaba and pay for a new mold and get the next figure at least ready in that regard. Am I going to keep the interest of the buyers if we're only coming out with one figure every quarter or so? I hope so. But that is the plan. Future character releases. Right now, we got 2 figures of myself with the soldier and the devil. We got Bone Breaking Action. We got New 80s Revolution. The YouTubers who cover wrestling. That is the goal. There is somebody else I want to include. Potentially as a possible replacement if if Jason doesn't want to be, again, this is contingent. If Jason doesn't want to be part of this line, I have to talk to him, see where he's at. Again, that's only if he doesn't want to be. That's kind of where I was feeling, only based on the conversation I was having between him and Kevin. If I misread the discussions and he's like, no, dude, you're good. I'm all in. I definitely want this figure to be released under your line. You know, you have my blessing 100%. Then it'll not only, it won't be a replacement, it'll be a 5th release, either as part of Series 1 as a special release or possibly as a Series 2 release. How about Wrestling with Bum Shadows? He's been a special guest co-host on the channel for months. How freaking awesome would that be? I had a perfect design in mind for him, but yeah, I had a perfect design in mind. The fighting pose, though, what kind of fighting pose would I use for that particular figure? It has to be the right pose. Maybe a Sid Vicious Galoo pose would work. I don't know. But I want something unique, something different, something that stands out. I don't know, but that would be awesome, right? Let's see what we got here. You know, a company, NECA, slightly related, but apparently, what we got here. Twice the River. Smash Matura. Ray. Bios. Russell, damn, that's a lot of freaking goddamn companies, dude. Yeah, man, that's too many people. Shoot. I don't think I watch all those channels either. I mean, some of them, yeah, but I think OSW I watched. I think they do all the Royal Rumble or like, you know, Survivor Series and stuff like that. They like have the matches in the background. They kind of do like the voiceovers and stuff. I hate their guts because they get away with it. I don't really hate them, just so we're clear on this. I'm just jealous because every time I do wrestling videos, even if I have like a little clip with nobody talking, no volume, nothing, my YouTube videos get struck. And these guys have like full on videos. I'm like, I'm jealous. And I'm like, but hey, man, I'll put their channel on and I'll actually be able to watch something that I haven't seen in forever, and I'll get the chance to watch it from their channel. So, I mean, I can't be too mad, right? So, but yeah, I mean, shoot, that would be fun. But yeah, the idea was to have YouTubers that follow wrestling, right? But it has to be more personal, right? Guys like Bone Breaking Action, guys like Wrestling of Bum Shadows, more personal. I think the really small channels. Now, Jason Up was a unique situation because I've been watching his channel for a number of years. But I think I mean, Bum Shadows is also a unique situation because he's got an advanced channel. Jason Up has an advanced channel, but like I'm thinking like very small channels too. Someone like how about the other Jason? How about JP's World of Wrestling? He's got a small channel, small following, but it's such a small oddball channel that I think it's just fun enough, so odd enough, it might work. And I like JP's channel because he reminds me of myself when I first started out. So, and I also like it because, you know, he's like a nice mix of, like, let's say between my channel and, let's say, New Age Revolution. He's got the history and the stories of New Age Revolution. So I think JP's could be a nice throw in to that mix. The Cincinnati Red Machado and the 2 meter mascot program are now available for pre-order. And the blue colors as major stars. I can't go for the stars, not at all. The figures of Double Watty and PBA came out awesome. I've been watching, just been inactive in chat. Now you're good, buddy. Petting buddies, the struggles for OBP and WWF 19 Canon YouTube channel. OBP. OBP, OBP. Uh, guys, this damn YouTube, this video, man, this live stream was so much freaking fun. I just it would have been really exhilarating, dudes, if like I really did had the full force of all 4 figures, all of the line that I was going to release in series 1 and not just half of them. But the one thing I do kind of like is, you know, taking the big rubber guy inserts out and putting them inside here so that you kind of have what these would actually look like if they were, you know, done correctly. That way, you know, they're not just, you know, flapping. But if somebody tells you that they make cards, they make card backs and bubbles and stuff, you'll give you real posters or give you real cards. Don't give you fake stuff and charge you $100 for it, because that's just a damn scam. That just irritated the snot out of me. Um, like I said, that's why you lost my endorsement with stuff like that. But guys, I do think I am going to stop here. I don't know if the I don't know if they're doing plumbing today or if they're doing electricity. No, I think they're doing plumbing today. They tried calling me 3 times, and if they didn't reach me, they may call my wife. But if they do show up at almost 10 o'clock at night, they might be coming already. So I do want to close with the showcase of the 2 figures. At least we know bone breaking action is coming in the next few months. So definitely stay tuned, guys. All right. That's it for now, guys. I am going to go upstairs and charge the phone and see if the wife is out of bed yet, because she went to bed a few hours ago. So, oh, stands for our vantage point. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. I thought it sounded familiar, but I couldn't think of it. The plus means more. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have gotten that part. um, yeah. Let's see what we got here. See if I missed anything. I don't think so. I think I got everything. Yeah, that was everything, guys. So everybody that's tuned in for the channel today, and for the comments, for the donations, man, for everybody, you guys have been amazing as always. You know, thank you so much. Just like OSW reviews, OSW. We talked about OSW, didn't we? Or was that OVW or yeah, OSW review? Yeah, we talked about them. Yeah, Corey gave us a lot of great channels. I'm gonna actually go upstairs and write down those names that you wrote down because I might actually reach out to a couple of those guys and who knows, we might actually get some of those added to this collection in the future. We might add the professor. No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny though. I know a lot of people like, don't do it. I don't have any problems with the man. I don't know him personally, and I haven't been familiar with the problem with the channel. I know Corey referred the channel to me, and I subscribed, watched the channel every time a new live chat comes on. I tune in, see what's going on. It seems like he's got a lot of people that watch his channel, like his stuff. I mean, I watch for a little bit. He usually goes live when I'm with my wife, spending watching TV or something. So I mean, I don't watch for long. I watch for a little bit, but a lot of people that reach out to me, like you know, they have their comments. They say what they do, but I I don't have an opinion one way or another. Like I said, I stay subscribed because you know I try to subscribe to. I'm in the wrestling collection business, and I try to be in the know-how with all the different wrestling content out there. So, and all the different collection content that's out there. So that's just me. That's just I like to be familiarized with different people and whatnot. But anyways, guys, ugh, what's that, Corey? That true? Uh, he's on vacation in Florida. Yeah, Steven. He's with his family right now. So, when I talked to him last week, I asked him if he wanted to do a live show, and he let me know he was going on vacation. I'm like, oh yeah, he does talk about it each year. He takes his family to Universal Studios. They commemorate old WWF, and they don't get copyrighted. Oh, they commentate, not commemorate. Ugh, commentate. Their free shows are really good, but I started subbing their Patreon where they do pay-per-view reviews and commentaries and other special like Saturday night's main events. Hey, Daddy Gilligan. Wrong show. Horseman. Ah, it was a mistake referring him. I see. Yeah, I mean, some folks have said that he said some stuff, but like I said, I mean, I didn't hear the stuff, and I I can't speak on it because I wasn't there and I didn't hear the stuff that was said, and I don't know what was going on. So, and I don't want people to be saying crap about me that they're not familiar with or don't know what was saying. So, unless I have more information, I'm just gonna stay quiet on the subject that I don't know anything about. So, yeah, I will talk about things that I have a little bit more information on. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Uh, Next live show is Saturday. Hopefully, Fly will be available for that Saturday live stream. Um, Bum Shadows should still be taking care of his business on Monday. I think BBA. I think he's still gonna be taking care of his business next Wednesday. This was a special show, obviously, so he made himself available for today's show. All right, oh, see you, bud. That's cool. So I don't know if I'm gonna be doing live shows on Mondays and Wednesdays anymore. So maybe Fly the L and I could still do Saturdays together, but otherwise, if something like really special like today's episode comes up, maybe then I'll have a special Monday or Wednesday episodes. But I'm thinking about going back to maybe just strictly Saturdays. So for now, guys, keep Monday and Wednesday open, I guess. Think about Monday and Wednesday as just any other regular live stream. But if anything changes and I do decide to cancel Monday and Wednesday, I will let you guys know. But and I'll give you guys, advance notice. Like I'll let you know 2 days in advance, 3 days in advance. Hey, there won't be any live stream on Monday. Like I'll probably tell you guys on Saturday during that live stream, no Monday live stream or something like that. So I just want to I'm just kind of pondering, future streams and whatnot. Hey Corey, shit, man. If you do reach out to me that messenger, man, like sometimes I'll type in like my email address, and then I'll screenshot it, and then I'll just like attach that photo in eBay, and that's like a workaround. So that way you can contact me via email, or hell, I can contact you. You can reach out to me via cell phone number. I'll do the same thing. Um, you can also look up my name on Facebook. You can contact me through Facebook Messenger or something. Same thing. Matthew Watson through Facebook or whatnot. So that works too. So if you still have like my email, or if you still have my eBay, just reach back out to me and I can do that. I'll just like screenshot my email and cell phone number to you. But yeah, that'll be it for now, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. My back is starting to kill me. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. It's out there. You're good, Corey. Yeah, man. Reach back out to me, the UV. I'll send you that screenshot, bud. Hey, good night, Steven. Good night, everybody. Uh, Take care, everybody. Thanks again for reaching out, everybody. Thanks for a really fun live stream, everybody. Absolutely. Good night, everyone.